Hi, everyone. Good evening from Arizona. Good morning and good afternoon, depending upon where you are in the world. This is Thursday evening, so that means it is time for Table Talk Thursdays. Give me a second here. I'm going to post the topic. I'm going to get that pinned. And okay, here we go. All right, all right. I've got Tony out there sharing. And then I'm moderator, I'm presenter, the answer person, I'm everything tonight. So let me just pull this up here on my tablet so I can see everybody's um comments. Hi, Princess Sophia and Allison and Jen. Hello, hello. I'm doing well. Thank you, thank you. Energies are very, very strong, so I'm definitely feeling that. Can be a little tiring if any of you are feeling the tiredness. Just know the energies are really strong. Plus, we're in Mercury retrograde, so it's kind of a wild time. I'm usually not too affected by Mercury retrograde, but I have been, so I know the energies are very, very powerful. Hi, Sue. Hi, Shayla. Welcome. And if you were with us yesterday on the Wednesday weekly live psychic mini reading event. At about an hour and 16 minutes in, it was a very powerful experience. I did post the clip of that on my page, so if you haven't seen it, please go ahead and watch it. It's just a testament to the power and the strength, the beauty, the miracle of spirit. So, anyhow, all right. Welcome, everyone. It is Table Talk Thursdays with me, Elyse Ann Psychic. I am a Psychic Liaison, Bridge to the Unseen. And tonight we were talking about twin flames. I've had multiple requests for that. So I'm glad you're here. And hi, Angie. Welcome. And I'm counting on all of you, since it seemed like you really wanted to know about the subject, that you're going to be asking me a lot of questions, sharing your own experiences. I did prepare some notes and things, but I have the most fun, and hopefully you do too when we do the most sharing. I don't like to just go blah, 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 blah. I like the interaction. Not that I'm saying blah, 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 but you know what I mean. All right. So let's go ahead and start on our twin flame topic. So, the way I want to start, it's really interesting because I was thinking about this. And I have to admit, for the longest time, I've been on this journey doing this professionally. Hi, Cindy Rose. Oh, it was amazing. You're talking about yesterday's live with yeah, I mean, I'm still in awe. Yeah, like I said, I've posted it up on my page for people to see and I've shared it in groups and things. So, yeah, yeah, spirit never ceases to amaze me, and I never, ever want that to stop. Hi, Monica, welcome. All right, so like I said, it's me tonight. Tony's sharing it to groups, but I'm going to ask all of you, please share it on your timeline. Share it to groups. The more the merrier. I'm here to help people. So, hello, Saturday. How are you? Welcome. All right, so where do I want to start about twin flames? Okay, so I've been doing this professionally 20 years. But I started on my journey. Well, I've always been psychic, but I started on my journey many moons ago to do this professionally. And I have to admit, in the beginning of my journey with this, to really dig in deep, um, I didn't really believe that souls could split. I don't really remember why. It just, for whatever reason, didn't feel like it really resonated. I thought to myself, well, we're one soul. How could it split? But through all of my experiences and readings and researching and teaching, I've come to realize and believe, oh yes, yes it does. Our souls can definitely split. Part of that is how. Hi, Paige. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. You're new. Well, glad you're here for tonight. Hopefully, you'll be seeing a lot of you. Okay. So, hi, April, and okay. Princess Sophia, you're so cute. I know I'm a twin flame, but have no idea who it is. However, I'm here to learn, so I have no experience to share. I'm sorry. No worries. Everybody, we're gonna get out of this what we're supposed to. It's usually about an hour, but I go with the flow and we'll see. Hopefully other people maybe have things and questions. There's questions too to ask of me. So let's go back to um what I was saying. I didn't really believe in the fact that a soul could split. And just through seeing how angels and archangels and all kinds of souls, excuse me and my itchy nose, you all know this by now, me and my allergies. I think it's the way spirit says I'm here. And I'm like, can you do something different? Anyhow, hi Sandy, thank you for sharing. All right, so as I went through my own journey and saw how archangels and angels and God source and Christ consciousness can be in many different places, I started to recognize that souls can split. Okay. Because, the archangels are celestial, but our, Christ consciousness, Jesus is an ascended master. He was a person. So he has a soul. And so he is able to be in many different places at once. So, hi, Crystal, welcome. So how does that connect with this? So twin flame is about, we're really it's a soul and it splits into two bodies. So let me see here. I just want to make sure I've caught everybody. Yeah, okay, cool. And it splits into two bodies. So one soul, two bodies. And that is why some people will feel so drawn to someone, almost uncontrollably, I want to say in some ways. And what I'm going to share with you tonight is that this is all based on my experiences in client readings and just teaching and any research I've done, and from my belief system and my perspective. Okay. So, you may have different thoughts on it. Please share with us. That's what we're here for. I love to learn from all of you too. So, all right. Monica, I have one. It was intense. Yes, yes. Intense is like the huge word. It was intense. When we first met, we already knew it was, I think okay. You knew each other. We would mirror each other. Yes, but I walked away. Oh, wow. Okay. That is true. So many times. See, that's what a lot of the twin flame is about. And it's different than soulmate, and twin flame can be so very challenging. Doesn't always have to be, but there's a lot of consensus that it's about. Now, listen, I'll get to your question in just a minute. Thank you. There's a lot of consensus about, we create this situation to for multiple reasons, but one of the things is it can be so challenging and so much of a mirror. They're just reflecting back to you. Intense is an understatement. Yes, absolutely, Jen. They're reflecting back to you yourself. Okay. And some people, it just, one person, they talk about the chase, okay, or and also the walking away. And sometimes it's so intense. And because it mirrors us, not only our positive attributes and our healthier attributes, but it also mirrors what we may call our shadow self, our fears, our insecurities. And that is part of what lends itself to the intensity of the relationship. And I just want to say, I see some other people have shown up. So welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Please go ahead and say hello. And if you have any questions or anything to share, please feel free. This is really a great experience, and it is enhanced so much by everybody's interaction. So I welcome it very much so to our Table Talk Thursday. And if you have a topic you want to hear about in the future, please go ahead and drop that in the comments too. All right, because I'm here for you guys. So the sometimes, and it's not to criticize anybody or to wag a finger or say anybody did anything wrong, but sometimes that intensity, we're just not ready in our life to face it, to face certain things, and that's okay. Because when we're ready, we're ready. And sometimes it's just about having the experience of having it mirrored back to you and nothing more, just to put you into an awareness. So it's important not to judge or label or have certain expectations from a twin flame and or twin flame relationship because okay, Jen, I'll get to your question too. I've got two really good questions here. Let me kind of continue with my thought process here, and then we'll get to those other questions. Um, because one of the things that's important to remember is we are individuals. Even though we're the same soul, we split into different bodies. Well, we are humans, so we're two individuals. And it's not about, so this is where some people kind of slip into for lack of a better way of putting it, danger zone, where it's not healthy, it's not good, where we might want to walk away because it's too intense or what have we. It's really important that we don't turn to this twin flame, this other person, to complete us, to make us feel whole, because that wholeness, that completion really comes from the inside out. We It's best for us to be complete as our own individual and then come together to complement, to continue to enhance, to help us to grow, to learn, to step into awareness of our own insecurities, our own fears. If you think about it, it's a huge healing opportunity. But again, many people will talk about how it was just way too intense. They couldn't take it. And it is part of what creates in these twin flame relationships. Again, it's, the walking away and then the chase. It's almost as if and nothing is absolute, nothing is guaranteed, and nothing is absolute, but more than likely twin flame relationships will show, well, you'll know you're part of one if it's like you keep coming back to each other, you keep coming back to each other, you keep coming back to each other. And again, it doesn't mean that that's just set in stone, because we all have free will, free choice. And, it also depends on the timing of when we met this person. We may have a lot of other things going on in our life that's just way too much for us to also take the intensity of that type of relationship. All right. And so also, many times we use a terminology. A lot of people believe that a twin flame means a love romantic relationship. Not always. Not always. So keep that in mind. Most of the time it is, but not always. And the other thing to keep in mind, excuse me, is not everyone's going to have a twin flame. It depends on what you contracted for in this lifetime. Doesn't mean you're less than. It just means whatever you decide to contract. We have soulmates all the time because soulmates are on so many different levels and they're part of our soul group. And we do come back over and over with our soul group, soul family, some of them. So, but that is not necessarily a romantic relationship. That can be, a friend, a pet. It can be a teacher, a boss. It can be any, many, many soul mates that we can find throughout life. When we talk about the twin flame, though, it's so intense because if you think about it, there's only two of you, because the one soul split into two bodies. And that two is creates that intensity. Okay. It's almost like what, I mean, can't even describe it in words, right? Sometimes it's hard to even wrap the human mind around it when we have that intense recognition. So let me go into a couple of these questions. Okay, so let me see. Jen is answering somebody's. I'm like, what are you saying no to, Jen? Okay, let me go back up here. You guys are a little ahead of me, which is great. Okay, so Allison asks, can you meet them at any time in your life? Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no set timing to it. You can be in your 90s and finally meet your twin flame. There's nothing set in stone. That's the way I see it. There's nothing set in stone. And there may be multiple times you two cross paths. Okay, so keep that in mind also. And it could be that you've crossed paths with this person. However, you weren't maybe in awareness at the time. So again, many possibilities are available when it comes to this. So, okay, Jen asks, do we continue to come back until we get it right? Is it in our contract? Okay, so let me put it to you this way. You're answering Nadia. Okay, I'm jumping ahead here. Sorry, I'm looking down. I'm looking at my tablet because that's where I can follow the comments best. Welcome, Nadia. I'm so glad you're here. Tonight is our Table Talk Thursdays, Wednesday, weekly Wednesday at 11 a.m. Arizona time is when I do the psychic mini readings. I also do last minute live psychic mini reading events. So I hope you'll stay with us tonight. We're talking about twin flames. Always something to learn, but also Nadia and anybody else that has not followed and liked my Elyse Ann Psychic page, please do so. You will get notifications of when I go live. Like, I do have, like I said, this is scheduled every week, and I have my Wednesday that's scheduled every week. But I do last minute lives. They just pop up. I wake up every morning, and if Spirit says do a live, I'm like, okay, let's go. So, and also I do all kinds of things. I do Monday and Friday channeled. I pull a card and channel a message from Spirit. That gets posted. Other postings. So just go ahead and make sure you're following my page and liking my page so that you'll just get to have the benefit of all that I share. All right. So I would love to have you do that. Hi, Donna Marie. Same thing. I don't know if you heard me. I think you're probably still here because I see Nadia's comment after yours. So Donna Marie, the same thing. I hope you'll stay with us. Hi, Marty. But tonight is not the psychic mini readings. That's what every Wednesday and impromptu last minute ones that I do. So, hi, Angel Heart. Tonight is about twin flames. And by the way, I'm so glad I've got new people here too. I'm glad for all of you that support me, that come every time I do a live, or just about every time I do a live. You mean so much to me. And I just want to suggest you share this out to your timeline, share it out to groups, invite your friends to my page so they can have the benefit of all that I do and offer. Let me see. I saw somebody else here make a comment. Hi, Carissa. Hi, Angela. Welcome, welcome. I know I didn't answer your question yet, Jen. I'm going back up to it. Thank you. Thank you for helping to keep me on track. Okay, here we go. Do we continue to come back until we get it right? Is it in our contract? Okay. I'm going to say, this is the way I'll answer it. It's multifaceted to me. Do we keep coming back as twin flames? Not necessarily. There are multiple, because the purpose of a twin flame is not only to grow and learn and for them to mirror us, but it's also karma. There's karmic clearing to be done. And there are many different options and ways that we can work out that karma. So I want to say, from my perspective, we don't have to keep coming back as twin flames to get it right. But I believe that karma is always in our soul contract, one way or another, and we may be given different options on how to 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 clear out that karma and work through some growth and lessons. So that is how I would answer that for you and for everyone. We can come back as twin flames, absolutely. But remember, we talked about soul contracts, I think it was 2 weeks ago or last week. Can't remember, but I know it's within the last couple of weeks. And we always have choice, free will, free choice in all of it. And if we decide to skip it this lifetime, then we skip it this lifetime, and we can decide another lifetime to come as twin flames. Multiple purposes, multiple options. All right. Okay. I think I answered that now. Okay. Very cool. let's say we get it right in this lifetime, then what happens to us? Do we reincarnate again? That is a really good question. So let me see what my spirit team wants to say. I believe I know how I would answer that, but I just want to check with my spirit team. If you're new here, you guys know that I always check in with my spirit team. They're always here guiding my words, my actions. They're always channeling information to me. So I love it. They're all part of this. They are my business partners. Yes, they are. Wonderful business partners. Okay, so let's say we get it right in this lifetime, then what happens to us? Do we ever reincarnate again? What I'm hearing is I'm going to say yes, because we may get it right for the karma that we had, and we may grow in certain ways that we were contracted to grow, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we're completely done. New things can come up that we want to grow and learn and expand ourselves. And also, we can create karma in any lifetime, and karma is not always negative, and positive and negative. It could be you're coming back as, twin flame, to be, you worked out a lot of karma, and you worked out things from the past, and you've mirrored each other. And I know somebody asked, what does that mean? And I'll get to that in a minute, or they asked about that specifically, excuse me, and personalities. um but it's about, we could also have created some karma, positive or negative, in this lifetime. And it could be that you come back another lifetime to come together and have a lifetime of peace, because lots of times people kind of view or look at or define twin flames as challenging and hard and difficult and tumultuous and chaotic, but it doesn't always mean that. It doesn't always mean it has to be that way. That is one of the signs. See, I'm a firm believer that not everything is set in stone, and we have choice. Again, we have choice. Not, if there's 8 different ways you could be twin flames, it doesn't mean you're going to be all 8, or 8 different signs that you're twin flame. You're not going to necessarily have all 8. It's not. It's a generalized. Excuse me a minute. So yes, I'm going to say you can reincarnate again. That's what my team is making me feel. Okay, Allison asks. Let me get there in a second. Hi, Sona, welcome. Okay, and Sandy, hi. Okay, we're going to get to all your great, great questions. All right, here we go. Um, okay, so mirroring, does that mean they will always be the exact same personality wise? Um, okay, well, Jen answered it, but I'm going to read what she said. I'm reading it for the first time here. And then if I have anything to add to that, I will. Or we'll just let Jen's answer stand. So let's see all together. What was her answer? Oh, Jen, I didn't finish something there. Well, okay. Will we always come back as a twin flame? I think I did answer that and everything. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Okay. Mirroring, does that mean we would be the exact same personality wise? Okay. Jen answers, no, you are their mirror. You can feel if they are sad or happy or any of their feelings, even when you're not with them. You can read their mind, even if you're not with them. Okay, I love that. Okay, so let me go a little bit further, if I may, Jen. Great answer. Thank you for responding to her question. Um, Allison, the mirroring does not necessarily mean you'll be the exact same personality. Lots of times, we'll have a lot of similarities, a lot of similar background experiences. There'll be a familiarity there, not just from past lives together or being the same soul, I should say, but also just your backgrounds from this lifetime. There will be familiarity, there will be some similarities, but a lot of people describe the twin flame relationship as a yin and yang. Okay. So in many ways we complement, but then other ways we're opposite. And the mirror is really, we use the word mirror for, it's kind of like showing the shadow self. Because there's so many times we don't see within ourselves some of those things. And so it's, you ever hear that saying where, they hold a mirror up. Okay. So lots of times they challenge a twin flame will challenge another twin flame, bringing out their insecurities, their doubts, their motivations, their fears. This is where we mirror each other because you're going to have very similar fears or insecurities. And that's part of what creates this intensity. Because again, we're human and sometimes it can be very difficult to face the shadow self. It can be extremely difficult. It can be. I always say can because it doesn't have to be. But most times that's the purpose. It's those things that are really deep and what we would call our shadow self, that all of a sudden this twin flame is there and we're looking at ourselves in many ways. So it's not quite personality characteristics, fears, doubts, and again the yin and the yang, so you balance each other, and sometimes it's a back and forth. I mean, there's so many things that go into that. What stage of life are you both in? How much have you both decided to heal? Um so Okay, hopefully that helps you with that. Okay, so let me see here. Okay, so Donna Marie and Nadia, we've thank you. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, Princess Sophia, when we go into union, is that our last life? No, not necessarily. Maybe its last life is twin flames. But I'm going to say no, not necessarily. I believe that we can have many, many lifetimes, and not just as soulmates. Sometimes, if we've completed with our twin flame, if we've healed and we've grown to a certain point and we've resolved or healed those parts that was the purpose of the twin flame coming in, then yes, it can be our last life together. It just depends. That is a huge question. There's so many factors that go into that. So very many factors. And again, we have free will, free choice. Okay. And lots of times, we may not reincarnate when the other soul reincarnates, or the other, once we split, we split. Do we come back together? Probably in some cases. There's a question I would have. Not sure, but I would say probably. See, I believe in the possibility of anything and everything when it comes to spirit. I've seen it. I've experienced it. We all probably have. So, that's how I would address that. So, Princess Sophia, I'm in my later 50s, have not met mine yet. Well, that's okay. That's okay. We talked about it. I think you were probably responding to someone saying, "Hey, can we meet them at any time?" So yeah, anytime in life, anytime in life. And don't panic or worry. Not for everyone. Don't get upset or I haven't met him yet. I'm 85. I haven't met. It's okay, or her, or him, or her, or whichever. Um, that's okay. That's okay. And the other thing is they're not always hetero. So just keep all of that in mind too. Just because if someone is not hetero does not mean that they're not going to meet their twin flame. See, there's no rules. Okay. And again, that may go against what you believe, not against what you believe. You may not believe that, but that's part of my belief system. No rules, I don't believe. No limitations, I don't believe. So that's where I come from on that. Okay, so let me see. What about next life? Would we see each other again? I sure hope not. Monica. Oh, you're so funny. It depends, like I said, on the purpose, whether or not we accomplished what we had both set out to accomplish. Um, but it makes me laugh. I sure hope not. I think we might all have a few people like that in our life, but or have had in our life. But this is the thing, there's a purpose. There's always a purpose, and who we are in this lifetime is not who we're going to be in the next lifetime. So the dynamics could be very, very different. It could be one of the best relationships you've ever had, right? We don't know. We don't know. So, again, soulmates, twin flames, our soul family that we reincarnate with over and over and over again, they all serve a purpose. And we have choice. We decide on the other side what we want to contract for, what we want to come here and accomplish. And lots of times these twin flame, I'm hearing from my team, lots of times these twin flames are to accelerate the growth. Doesn't mean it's the only way you can do it, but why would you agree to go through this intensity? Because when you're on the other side, you're like, yeah, piece of cake, right? And then when we come here on the earthly plane, it could be, oh my, right? But sometimes we choose the twin flame aspect to accelerate, take the growth to the nth degree, if you will. It happens that much quicker, deeper, more intense. Okay. So, excuse me again. My nose has been itching this whole time. Sorry. My hand sanitizer, just so you know. Let me see. I'm getting a lot of great questions. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Love the topic. Carissa says, okay, hi, Zona. Hi. Jen, I think I finally did answer your question. I went, okay. Sandy, a question I see a lot is what is the difference between a twin flame and a soulmate? I knew someone was going to answer that. And so I made a few notes just to make sure I got it straight when I shared it. Let me find my little notes here. I knew somebody was going to ask me. Um, and I don't know if I wrote it down. So here we go. I'm just going to say it off of the top of my head. Hold on a second. Let me just see. Um, no, I didn't. I knew some. Um, a twin. Okay, from the energetic standpoint. Okay, here it's coming back to me. Um, well, soulmates are not the same soul. Okay, they're different souls. Twin flame is one soul that has split, and it has certain characteristics. And again, there's a certain healing to go on. There's a certain mirroring to help intensify and expand and push the healing faster if we choose to. Also, usually the twin flame is romantic. Not always, majority of the time it is romantic. Soulmate can be any. It can be romantic, it can be a friend, it can be a pet, it can be a family member. And we have multiple soulmates in our life. We have kind of an Americanized way of thinking of these things, right? And we have certain definitions that are put out there. But I don't always feel like the definitions hold, at least the way society puts definitions on it. So, soulmates, lots of times we talk about soulmates being, a love. I want to find my soulmate. But if you really sit back and think about it, anybody can be a soulmate. What connection do you have? Does it feel, yeah, there's similarities, there's familiarity. A lot of the difference is, the intensity, whether you, when it's a twin flame. I think somebody was asking, how can you tell? So I'm going to go into that a little bit. Um, there's a recognition. There's like almost an instant recognition, and there's such a magnetism, such a magnetic pull, and yet at times it can also be very much a polarity and a pushing away. There's an intensity that goes on. I know I keep saying that because it's the hugest thing. With a twin flame, lots of times you feel, you think the same, you can like finish each other's sentences, you just you know what they're thinking, you can feel everything about them. Twin flame also is where that the magnetism, again, if you're in physical like proximity of each other, there's like, some people say can't keep your hands off of each other, that's such intense passion. And when you're maybe separated, not in the same physical space, it's all you can think about is that person and how much you just want to be near them. So some of it you could say is a fine line, how to tell, but those are, more than anything, the intensity of the feeling, the intensity of the connection, is what's going to help you kind of determine whether or not this is a soulmate or a twin flame. All right. So I hope that helped you. Okay, so Princess Sophia asks me, let me go to this one real quick. Hi, Courtney. Hi, Anna. Welcome. Okay, so hi, Laura. How are you? Okay, so we're jumping around here a little bit. Before I go into, let me see, where was it? I went right past it. Is karma only with twin flame? I'll get to that in just a minute. Hold on a second. There are a couple things here that I wanted to address. Is there always an age gap? Because we talked about that before. Not necessarily, Allison. Not necessarily. I don't believe that. Doesn't have to be. I'm just going to pretty straightforward answer there. Okay, so yes, magnetic. Yes, yes, yes. Monica says, when we met and he felt he was home. Thank you. Perfect words. That's something I know I've also have heard and felt. You know, he was home. This other person feels like home. Monica says, one night I picked him up. We were both listening to the same song, him on his phone and me in my car. I would feel him when I was sad. Well, excuse me, when he was sad. A lot of what I would feel would be his feelings, not mine. There you go. That's affirmation. Cool. Okay, let me go back up here. Hi, Laura. Welcome. No, I have two Lauras here tonight. I'm saying hi to both of you. Okay, let me go back up here and do. Princess Sophia, is karma only with twin flames? Absolutely not. Karma is with almost every single soul we incarnate with. There's karma. Not, well, let me rephrase that. It's not almost every soul, but there's always karma with different souls that we incarnate with. Doesn't mean every single person is karmic, but definitely our soulmates, twin flames, maybe we're, not even considered. We're part of the soul family. Okay. Soul family, yes. With the soul family, um, there's karma. And so yeah, there's karma from every different direction. Can be, again, remember though, a lot of people think karma is negative, but it's not. There can be a lot of brownie points, a lot of positive karma. Okay, rewards and not rewards. That's the way I'll put it. Okay, so hold on a second. Okay, Zona says, I was told this man that I met and had an immediate connection with was a soulmate. We had a marital union. Well, there again, there's yes, twin flames are usually romantic. Soulmates can be and may not be. So, and it's possible. It's possible. Not every person you marry, especially if it's one soul, two bodies, that means there's only one twin flame, if you even have one in this lifetime. And again, it doesn't mean you're less than or undeserving. And no, not at all. It just depends on what you decided and contracted for before you incarnated. Okay. So, hi, Natalie. Hi, Sandy. Hold on a second. Let me just see. Zona says something here. Let me read this real quick. Okay. Man and you were married in a prior incarnation. We are drawn to each other, but he is busy trying to find a taller partner. I know he's attracted to me, but he continues to look. You're long, yes. You talk about you're further along your spiritual path than he is. And that is true. That is part of what they talk about. And I believe I mentioned this in the beginning. Sometimes we're at different points in our spiritual path. And a lot of that is free will, free choice. So again, even though there may be a twin flame, you may not actually come together. It just depends. So that's why throughout this and the things that the questions I've been answering and so forth, there's no absolutes. I'm very careful to make sure that we all understand that because there aren't any absolutes in this. And there's so much that goes into it that, one thing can be a little different, which changes the whole aspect of it. All right. So thank you for that. Um, okay. He has lots of work to do with forgiveness. Yeah, it could be. And again, he's not as further along. Why do some have a false twin flame? I'm not sure I've ever heard that one, Princess Sophia, because what I'd have to say is I don't think there's such a thing as a false twin flame. It just means they may um, present in some ways that this person is a twin flame, but by the true essence of it, they're not. That's the way I would say it. So it doesn't mean that we're wrong in thinking that we met a twin flame, but now they're showing up as false. It just may be what we labeled them. It could also again be that maybe you really are, but then realize just not ready. Somewhere on the soul level, someone backed out, said without even really doing much interaction. So that's how I would address that. Okay. Melissa, hi Melissa. How do we know if we have met them? You're new to all this. Okay, well, hopefully you were here when I went through some of the ways you can tell, but more than anything, intensity. That's huge. Such an intensity, such a fire, such a pulling together, magnetism, and everything is just so much more intense. And even the polarization and the need to be with each other. That's some of the ways. And if you weren't here for all of it, I encourage all of you. I post these lives on my page once we're done, so I would welcome all of you to replay it. You can also share it with your friends so that they can have the benefit of hearing this Table Talk Thursday and hopefully learn some things and grow and expand. All right. So Laura Whitfield, hi. Um, so Laura, I hope you're here and you heard us say you're asking for a reading. I'm so glad you're here this evening. Hopefully you're staying and hopefully you're still listening. But this is Table Talk Thursdays. This is where we pick a topic, a specific topic, metaphysical, inspirational, or spiritual topic, and we interact. As you can see, we share, we ask questions, and that's what my Thursday lives are. My psychic mini readings are every week, Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Arizona time, but I also do last minute psychic mini readings. So go ahead, make sure you're following and liking my Elyse Ann Psychic page. Okay, I'm not worried. I don't know my twin flame. I only knew last year I was with my false twin flame. Okay, okay, cool. Um, he's your karmic lessons. A lot of people can be our karmic lessons, yes, and it can make it really, really tough. Yes. And it's not just karmic lessons, from this lifetime, many, many lifetimes, many lifetimes. We've done and experienced so many things in all these other lifetimes. Sometimes we take care of the karma the very next lifetime. Sometimes it takes us lifetimes. Sometimes we skip some of the karma in lifetimes. So it's just what we sign up for and contract for. Okay. Laura Bruno says the perfect yin and yang complement and personality makes me think I married my twin flame. I have always said it was like my soul was attracted to him and I had to have him in my life forever. Well, it sounds like you are married to your twin flame. I mean, I'm just reading what you wrote there. There are some other things that we would probably want to know to make a final determination on that, if you will. But yeah, it's that have to have them or have to have them, him, her, in our life. Can't live without them. That has some smackings of twin life. I mean, that's a little dramatic. I can't live without them, but kind of that feel too. So yes, yes, yes. Okay. So, Jen, let me know if when I said to accelerate what, that was a while ago, but it was about accelerating our growth and our healing. Okay. Laura says my mom's dog was her soulmate. Yes, absolutely can be. Absolutely can be. They show up for many different reasons to be a witness to our life, to offer us certain experiences. Yes. Okay, Anna, I don't know if you're still here, sweetheart. You said, can you explain a medium to me? Is I got a gift to go to a virtual show. Okay, well, Anna, tonight is not actually that topic. We're talking about twin flames. And so if you would like to set up a private one-on-one session we can go into that together and explore it for you particularly. The reading would be catered to you, your needs, and how spirit communicates with you particularly. So you can always go to my website, ElyseAnnPsychic.com. And all of you can do that. Check out the services I have to offer. Also, please, I have a email list. I do a monthly newsletter. And also, if you sign up for it on my homepage, you're going to be the first to know about any special events or if I run any promotions and so forth. And again, like I said, I do a monthly newsletter. I write a inspirational article and might have a couple other things in there. And so I'd love to have you on the list. Okay, let's see. Jen says, I know I am a twin flame, but my twin flame doesn't believe in this. Does it matter if they don't believe? Is that part of the contract to figure it out? Okay. Okay. So great questions. I still see. Okay, we're still going, guys. Okay, great questions. I love it. All right. Jen, I'm going to say, you know, it could help in the healing for both of you if this person was a believer, but they don't have to be. They don't have to be a believer. And it could very well be some of what you're there to show him and teach him is this part of things, the spiritual part of things. Is it part of your contract to figure it out? That's more of a reading question, but it could be. I mean, very much so. It could be part of the contract. So I hope that helps you with that. Okay. Angela asks, can you mistake the intense feeling with lust? Yes, you can. A person can. But how do I answer this with class here? Okay. So um lust is more, the primal sexual energy. Okay. And the intense feeling is on multiple levels, not just in a sexual way, emotionally, needing to be, wanting to be near each other and not just in a sexual way. So yes, it can be mistaken, but if you're not sure, you can think about, you can ask yourself, are these other things present also? Okay. So Sandy says, what about running and chasing? Okay. Well, what we spoke about, excuse me, is when it's in a twin flame relationship, the intensity can be so overwhelming for a lot of people. And because excuse me, it mirrors us in our not so positive things and our our shadow self, our fears, our insecurities, that can be really difficult to kind of have in our face. So sometimes one or both will leave, but then what happens is that magnetism, if you will, kicks up again and you get drawn together again. Or one person can feel the person, one person leaves and the other person is still so intense in that magnetism that they chase the other one to try and bring them back. Okay. So hopefully that's kind of a overview of that. Okay. Sandy asks, we may be their karma, but they are not ours at times. Pardon me. True for any relationship. Absolutely. Allison asks, I have heard that you and your twin flame have a lot of the same natal chart signs. Is this true? I'm going to say yes. I heard my team say yes. If we are the same soul, we split into two bodies, I would say um yes, that's true. However, I want to also be clear, it doesn't mean it has to be that way. Again, you've heard me say, and I'll continue to say it. Not everything is steadfast or set in stone. Okay. Different pieces, different parts of all of this information that I'm sharing tonight may hold true, but not all of it's going to hold true in every twin flame relationship. All right. So let's see. Courtney, how do you know when you are with your twin flame? Okay, well, I talked about that in the beginning. I'm not sure if you were here for that. I know I've talked about it throughout this live. I may be a little behind on my comments here, but I'm doing my best to keep in line here, and not lose many of the comments. So, hopefully what I'll say to that, Courtney, is I will hope that you will go and replay this live once it's posted right after we're done tonight, and that'll answer some of it for you. But one of the very biggest things, and it's the same word. I must have said it probably 10 times already tonight. It's intensity, the intensity of everything you're feeling like home, feeling so drawn to that person. When you're physically together, you want to be near them. When you're apart, you want them to be closer to you. They feel like your other half. um these are some of the ways I've mentioned. There's others, so please go to the replay. Okay. I would love that. And let me see. Okay. So Cindy Rose says it's so valuable to have the replay. Yes, because if you miss something, but also, on any of my lives, if you weren't able to join, it happens. I don't know what else could be more important, but I'm kidding. One thing you know about me, I have a sense of humor. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it misses. I'm getting a little silly. Anyhow, this way you can always go back. All the videos, all my lives, the reading lives, all my tabletop Thursdays, they're on my page. They're all there. You just got to go into the video link and you can choose if you want to watch any of them. They're right there. Okay. So, Jen asks, oh, Jen, you made a comment, it's intensity on steroids. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. That's a really good way of putting it. I like that. Hi, Juanita. Welcome. Okay, so Jen asks, is there a ladder in the spiritual world? Are twin flames higher than others? Well, my dear, it depends on what you mean by higher. What I can tell you is that sometimes, many times, I guess I would almost say, we choose to come back as twin flames because we've pretty much accomplished what our souls set out to do in many lifetimes. So this adds a whole nother level to it. Don't know if I would say higher. I think maybe what you might be wondering is if those souls are more ascended, more enlightened. And I'm going to say yes, more than likely. Okay. Are we older souls? Depends. I mean, we may be older souls than others and not older souls than others. Again, the comparison, there's all different levels, and so more than likely there too, I'd say, are we older souls? To some degree, I would have to say yes, because we've accomplished more. I shouldn't say accomplished more. We have enlightened more, we've grown more, we've expanded more, and that's why we're coming back as twin flame. Why are not everyone a twin flame? Because we may not have chosen that in this lifetime, or maybe there's something else that we're newer at, that we don't want to be in that intense. We didn't contract to be in an intense relationship to work it out. So Melissa says, when you feel like home together and if you separate, they are still the first thought in your mind and everything you do, and you still have that unwavering hope that they will come back into your life, you just know. Yes, very true. You feel like home, definitely. Um, gosh, we could go on about that one for a while, but yes, you still have that one unwavering hope that they will come back. But what I'm hearing my spirit team say also, hopefully, that you're looking at what you need to come back and heal with. Because it doesn't mean that all twin flame relationships have to end. Some people grow and heal enough and they work it all out that they can come back and be together in a very satisfying, I'll say calmer, if you will, relationship. Calmer doesn't mean bad or good. It just means without that almost at times exhausting magnetism. All right. So Natalie says, Elyse, I just want to say thank you for all you're doing. You're helping lots of people. You're so good and talented. So thank you for all of us. Natalie, thank you. You guys are the best. You're going to make me cry. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are just the best. Oh, thank you. Okay. Laura, the connection I feel with my husband is not a want. It's like I don't have a say. It's a certainty that he belongs in my life. Our relationship began as a friendship where we were healing each other without even knowing at the time. Yes, no, that's cool. Um, Certainty, that's the draw, that's the intensity, that's the pull. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. That's awesome. That's a great way of putting it too. Or explaining some. I love it. I love it. Okay. So I think I caught up with all the comments and questions, and it's looking like almost perfect. We got about 5 minutes left. So what I want to ask, does anybody have any other comment or question that you would like me to address before I hear our um, final group message? Excuse me, our final message from Spirit for the group. There we go. I can talk. It is Mercury retrograde. Like I said in the beginning, I fall over my words sometimes. Very, very strong energy happening all over the place. So if you feel extra tired, okay, just do what you have to do. Take care of you. Okay, the energies are very, very strong. All right, so it appears that we're going to go into the group message. Let's see what Spirit might have to say for us. They seem a little quiet to me right now, but let me see. Let me see. Give me a moment here and let's see what group message they may have. Above all else, it is love for self that matters the most. For you must always be first. That is the truth and healing for each and every soul. Share your love, be your love, sit in love. But always know that you're number one and you must shower yourself with love first before you are able to shower others. And with blessings, we send lots of love to you. Hmm. Okay. All about the love. That's all I kept hearing them say. Love, love, love. I don't know what else they said, but I kept hearing the word love. So it's for me too. It always is. I love it. Um, be good to yourselves. Take care of yourselves. And I would just want to say thank you so very much for being part of the live tonight. I just absolutely love every single one of you. Thank you for supporting me and all that I do and your beautiful and kind words that you all shower onto me. And I'm very blessed. I really am. I get to do what I love every day and support myself. And it's awesome. Jen asks, what is next week? I have no idea yet. If you, any of you, you're welcome, Natalie and Angel Heart. Thank you. Juanita, thank you. Thank you, Zona. If any of you have a particular subject that you would like me to speak about, please let me know. I knew, sometimes I know way in advance, sometimes it's a day or two before. It depends on what Spirit decides. When they decide to give me the information, or somebody else, one of you, tells me, or several people say, hey, we want this topic. That's why it's really important to follow and like my Elyse Ann Psychic page, because I usually will post the week's topic. I usually do it on Wednesdays. Don't hold me to that. Sometimes it's Tuesday night. It just depends. And this way, thank you, Angela. I'm glad that you enjoyed it so much and you loved it. Okay. Karmic lessons would be good. Okay, Princess Sophia, I like that. We can talk about karma. Aha. And you want to know about the other side, Jen says. Where were you a couple weeks ago, Jen? Go on my, and if there's more, I can always talk more about it. But we did 2 weeks on our loved ones on the other side. But this is a little different. Maybe you're just asking about in general. So I'm going to put that one on the list also. Um, Anyhow, please follow and like my Elyse Ann Psychic page. Make sure your notifications are set at favorites. I offer all kinds of things. I love to be of service. Yes, this is how I earn a living also, but I'm also about giving and giving from the heart. I love helping people. I'm here for you. And so I hope to see you all again very, very soon. And yes, Cindy Rose, it is. It is on video. And Allison says, I still have so many questions about twin flames. Well, maybe we'll come back around at some point to that. Send me your questions. I'll put them on a list, and then when I'm guided by spirit, we can bring up the subject again. Awesome, Melissa. Thank you so much, Elyse. You've been on point, and it's affirmation to what I have already envisioned. Awesome, Melissa. Thank you so much. You guys are just beautiful, wonderful. You fill my heart, you fill my world. Much love and blessings. And I'll see you really soon. Have a great evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Much love. Mwah! Thank you.